Hey everybody, Sharon here from VidGamiac.com. Here we are today back in the Final Fantasy X Remaster, grabbing the Master Linguist achievement. This is to find all of the Bhed primers in the game. What an Bhed primer does is it's going to appear as a book. Every time you pick one up, it is going to translate a letter of the Bhed language into English. So obviously there are 26 of them, one for each letter, and there are going to be a handful of missable ones. There are also going to be a handful of semi-missable ones where you can miss them in their initial location. However, they will reappear later on in the story. I'll point out which ones are missable, which ones are semi-missable, and the rest you can grab whenever you want to, especially once you unlock the airship and have access to the world map. So keep those few things in mind. First one of the game is actually a semi-missable one. It is gone on the ship in your first area of Spira. It's going to be in the back right corner opposite the save point. Pick it up. Once you pick it up, you should get your achievement for getting your first Bhed primer called Speaking in Tongues. That's going to be for a 10 gamer score. Keep in mind, if you miss it here, you can get it later on in the story, so keep that in mind. Primer number 2 can be gone once you get to Bhed Village. Once you get control of your character, you want to head to the tent that is in the back left. This is going to be the Crusader Lodge. Once you get here, look next to the front desk and it should be on the floor. Primer number 3 is going to be another semi-missable one. This is once you get on to the ship that's taking you from Bhed to Kilika. Head in to the bottom of the ship and then go to the room in the bottom right. This should be the power room. Once you finish talking to the Chocobo lady, grab it in the corner right here. Once again, this is another one that if you miss, you have to re-pick it up later. Number 4 is once you get to Kilika, you should wake up in an inn. Make sure you head down the right path back to the front of the village. Head into the first building you see. It should be a bar. The book is going to be on the bar counter. After leaving Kilika, you can find number 5 on the ship, which will take you to the next location, which is going to be Luca. Once you get control of your character, just head out onto the deck and then head into the captain's quarters. It's going to be right here behind the steering wheel. Next one is going to be once you actually get to Luca, once you get control of your character after leaving the locker room, what you want to do before you head where you need to get going, head into the opposite locker room. In here, between the Kilika Beast and the Ronso Fang player, is going to be your next Bhed primer. Then you're supposed to head to the tavern with Yuna to go meet up with Auron if you're doing this in the main story. Of course, you can do this later in the post-game once you get the airship, but regardless, once you head out to this area connecting the two parts of Luca, the docks and the main town area, you can take this detour by heading up. This should take you to the Sphere Theater. So just keep heading through here, and eventually you should get to the reception desk. Once you're there, you want to look in the bottom left corner, and right here is just going to be the primer sitting out in the open. Next location is going to be the Mihen High Road. You're going to get to the inn during the middle. You're going to get a lot of cutscene stuff here. Once you wake up, you should be in the travel agency. You are going to leave, and then the owner is going to bump into you. His name is Rin. He is going to give you an Bhed primer and then teach you about them, so think of this as the tutorial. This one is story-based and can't be missed, so don't worry about that. Just get through it, and you should get another one. He gives you a tutorial once you pick up your 8th one, so that's really helpful. After that, you are going to fight the Chocobo Eater. Now, this one is going to be on the road you can take if you beat the Chocobo Eater. If the Chocobo Eater knocks you into the old road, you have to wrap around by leaving the old road and then coming back on this new road. If you beat the Chocobo Eater, you can just take the new road, but it's going to be right here in the second screen of the new road. It's going to be right as the path bends and right in front of this stone pillar. So after you get off of Mihen, you're going to have a bunch of story stuff and end up on this place called Mushroom Rock Road. You're going to end up in this kind of ravine area, follow these stone elevator things until you get to this place. This is the place with the metal elevator that you go to before you get to the actual coast. Before you take the last stone elevator to get up to that higher platform, you want to take this little detour off to the left. It should wrap around this giant rock right here, and you can kind of see the path in the mini map, but on this side is going to be Bhed primer number 10, so make sure you pick that one up. After you wrap up the Operation Mihen storyline, you are going to find yourself on the Jose High Road. Follow the path. Hopefully you are able to deal with the multiple of random encounters that you are probably going to experience along the way, but about halfway through the path should be this rock right here. Behind it is going to be the primer, so make sure you pick that up before heading to the temple. Next one is going to be at Moonflow. This is on the north side, so after you cross the Moonflow with the shoe puff, make sure you get to the left screen and then grab it on this little carousel thing right here. Next one is when you are in Guado Salam. Once you get here, what you want to do is you want to head forward and then head to this little shop on the left side. Head downstairs, and then right here in the middle of the shop is going to be your next primer. Next one is another semi-missable one. After leaving Guadosalam, you're going to head through the Thunder Plains. After you clear the first screen, you should be forced into the inn because of story reasons. Once you head on inside, you are going to get this scene where Yuna is going to head into a room. As soon as you get control of your character, make sure you talk to Riku. She's going to explain her backstory on why she dislikes thunder, and then that should trigger Rin, the traveling merchant agent and the owner of all these inns, to come on out. Make sure you talk to him. He's going to ask you how your study of Al Bhed is going. You want to pick OK, and that should give you this semi-missable primer. This is going to be the fourth and final semi-missable one, so keep that in mind. If there are any more missable ones from here on out, they are permanently missable if you skip over them, so keep that in mind as well. Number 15 is going to be the last area of the Macalania Woods. You are going to have two paths right here. The upper path is going to lead to the boss fight against the Spheromorph. Take the lower path, and behind it is going to be your primer. Then on the next screen should be the entrance to Lake Macalania. In front of the inn on the left side is going to be the primer. It's right here out in the open, hard to miss, so make sure you grab that. Back on the subject of the semi-missable ones, if for whatever reason you happen to miss one, all four of them are going to be available for a second time once you get to Beacon Island. The first three are hard to miss because they are going to appear within the vicinity of where you find your lost teammates across the desert. So where you find Waka, Kimari, and Riku, they should be in the general vicinity. As for the fourth one, once you leave the first screen of the desert and then head into the east area, which is right here, it should be the second screen while Riku is following you. If you hang a left, there should be a treasure chest here with some high potions here. This is where the fourth one is going to appear. So once again, those first four are semi-missable. If you miss them, you can re-get them here. But those are the only ones of the missable ones where you can re-get. As for the ones that are actually new to you in the desert, first one, you are going to get to this sign with a save point in front of it. It's going to basically say in Al Bhed, strong fiends to the left, weaker fiends to the right. You want to go to the left where the strong fiends are, and you kind of want to navigate around this giant structure right here, and in the upper right corner is going to be this giant structure with your primer in it. This should be number 17. After grabbing that, you want to backtrack to where the weaker fiends are, so just leave the way you came, and hopefully you are strong enough level to deal with all of the annoying random encounters. But once you get back to the main part of the desert, you want to go where you need to get going, and right next to the sign before the exit to the next screen should be our next primer, so make sure you grab that. Alright, these next four are highly missable. If you forget to pick any of these up, you have to start the entire game all over again in order to get this achievement. So keep that in mind. First three are going to be in the Al Bhed home, and the fourth one is going to be in Bavel. For story reasons, you can no longer come back here once you get the airship, so keep that in mind. First one, once you get control of your character in home, you want to go to the left. Next to this rubble is going to be number 19. You're going to head deeper into the bowels of home. Once you get control of your character again in this hallway, you want to head down. This should be the second area you get to. There's a chest next to you with an Al Bhed potion, and then you want to head into this door right behind it. In here is going to be a forced encounter with some enemies, so make sure you take care of them. There are two treasure chests here that are protected by some word puzzle locks, but on this bed is going to be primer number 20. Very important that you pick that one up, because once again, highly missable. Leave back out into the hallway and then continue down the way you were supposed to go, but instead of hanging left at the three-way intersection, you want to go right. In this back corner is going to be the primer right here next to this briefcase thing, so make sure you pick that one up. That one's number 21. Then the final missable one, once you are in Bavel after the wedding scene, you are going to head into the Cloister of Trials. Before you get to the save point, the primer is going to be right in front of you, so make sure you grab that before stepping foot in, and you should be good for all of the missable ones. Number 23 is going to be gone in the Calm Lands. I'm going to be showing you in reference to the agency in the center. It is going to be in the upper left of the mini-map, so the back left. So I recommend taking a chocobo here, or if you have an armor piece with no encounters, since there's a ton of random encounters in such a big area like this. But head on over there. It's on this little protuberance on the map, hanging out on the cliff's edge like a sore thumb, so make sure you pick that one up. And that's going to do it for all of the main areas. The last three are going to be gone in areas where there is a lot of post-game content. you can actually grab one while you're still here in the Comlands. So once again, using that central agency as a reference, we are going to need a Chocobo to grab number 24. So find the Chocobo trainer. She can appear at a total of 4 different locations at either end of the Comlands, the Makalani entrance or the Gagazet entrance. She can also appear in front of the agency or in that back left corner that we just got the previous primer. Whatever the case, once you find her, ask her for a Chocobo and then take it to the Makalani entrance. There is a destroyed bridge here with a Chocobo feather in front of it. Interact with it while you're on a Chocobo and it should fly across, allowing you to enter this area called the Remium Temple. Cross the suspension bridge, and once you get to the front door, you want to hang a left. Behind this Chocobo and this sphere thing is going to be your next primer. So make sure you grab that, and you should get the first of the 3 post-game area kind of primers. The next one can also be gone while you are in the Comlands. This is going to be number 25. Right before the entrance to Mount Gagazet, you can actually take this detour underneath the bridge, which should take you into the valley. In here is going to be a hidden mission to explore the Cavern of the Stolen Faith in order to get another hidden summon. So make sure you head through the cave. You should get to this area with an intersection. This is right next to another save point before the boss fight to get said hidden Aeon. If you hang a left right here into this dead end, there should be the primer up against the wall. Make sure you grab that one, and we have one more to go. And for the last one, number 26, you have to wait until you get the airship. Make sure you open up the navigation by talking to Sid. Go to the search command. You want to search the right side of the map, coordinates 7237 about. It's this little protuberance on the continent right here. Once you click on that, you should get this new area called the Omega Ruins. Make sure you head over there. From the start, I'm going to show you how to navigate this, since once you get here, everything's dark and you don't have a mini map. Take your first left, which should take you down this winding path right here. You'll get to another fork right here. Left side takes you to this little room. Continue on the main path and keep heading down. There should be a little light here with some pillars. So if you're going this direction, you should be in the right spot. You get to another T-shaped intersection right here. You want to take the right path in order to get to where the primer is. So follow this, and it's going to hook up after this glyph thing right here. And behind here should be another lit up room with some treasure chests. It is going to be in this room. So ignore the treasure chests unless you want to pick them up and fight the mimics that go along with them. But by this torch in the back should be Bhed Primer 26. Pick that one up. If you happen to have all 26 at this point, you should have full understanding of the language, but more importantly, this achievement. 30 gamer score, and that's all there is to it.